Hey guys, how the hell are you? Time for an all-new unbiased gear review on this, the Ormsby GTX Hype 6. So first, let's go over the specs of this instrument. We have a solid swamp ash body with this beautiful satin black open pore finish on here. We have a bolted on maple neck with a Macassar Ebony fretboard and 22 jumbo nickel frets. 6 standard tuners as well as a fixed bridge. We have master volume, master tone, a 3-way toggle switch, and we have the new Ormsby GTX SB and VN humbucking pickups. So I know what you guys are wondering. Those of you guys that are familiar with Ormsby have heard rumblings of the GTX line, and that is what this is. This is the less expensive model that we have been promised for the past few years. It is chock full of some really cool features, and you know, I gotta tell you, I think that they did a fantastic job with, you know, picking and choosing what features to maintain from their GTR line that I love and that a lot of you guys know and love, and also what things to change in order to cut costs down in order to present us with a much more affordable Ormsby option. So one of the first things you'll notice about this less expensive model is there is no hip shot parts on here, which, yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. That being said, everything on here is set up really nice. I don't know the brand of the tuners. I don't know the brand of the bridge, but, you know, the tuners, the bridge, coupled with the nut that's on here, this thing is holding its tuning exceptionally well. Everything is nicely set up on here. There's no dead spots whatsoever to be found at all along the fretboard. The fret edges themselves are very nicely done. There's no sharpness whatsoever, so we've still got that going for us. The setup job is great in the sense that there's no intonation issues whatsoever all along the board. Everything rings out nicely in tune. Really kind of a kick-ass, bare-bones, basic guitar. You know, just no Floyd, no multi-scale, just a straight 25.5-inch scale on this beauty. The pickups sound rather great. We'll get into that in a minute. The bridge itself is a nice low profile, so it's nice and comfortable to hit those palm mutes on. The nut is sitting rather flush. There is a little bit of what looks like maybe some excess glue that is on that nut right there, but that is kind of the only thing that could really be called out quality-wise for this instrument. This finish is super duper thin. So if you're looking for something that is nice and resonant, this is a killer guitar for that. So it's got a, like I said, a very, very, very thin finish on here. The open pore design is very, very aesthetically pleasing. One thing I will call out that's very much in the positive, though, that I'm absolutely in love with the GTR models that they managed to keep for these less expensive GTX models, is this beautiful polyurethane satin finish that's on the back of the neck here. This is one of the fastest necks I've ever played, and I'm just talking about Ormsby necks in general as far as that's concerned. Just beautiful finish, ultra smooth, super fast. It's very, very comfortable in the hand to play on, and I'm really happy that they were at least able to maintain that for this lesser expensive line, because that is one of my favorite playability features about the GTR line. But yeah, everything on this is rock solid. There is no gap whatsoever to speak of in the neck joint area. It's sitting in there nice and flush, very, very secure. This body is super duper thin, so this thing is based off of the Ormsby Hype Machine, which, as you know, is kind of like a tongue-in-cheek take on the infamous Black Machine, and this is definitely kind of in that same ballpark as far as having just a super thin and resonant body. I mean, this is just utterly fantastic with all that they've managed to pack into here, and yeah, this is a killer instrument to play on. So now that you know that it's got some great features and it's super playable, let's go into the tone demo. So how does this thing sound? Pretty goddamn awesome, to be honest with you. So that bridge pickup definitely has a little bit more top-end breakup to it. It definitely has some meat, though. The top-end breakup, kind of reminiscent of what a DiMarzio Super Distortion or even a Duncan Distortion does, where it's just got a little bit more inherent breakup that's actually coming from the pickup itself, it seems, not necessarily from any other part of the signal chain, whether it be the amp or pedals or whatever. It just tends to break up a little bit more. Not a whole heck of a lot of headroom on tap with these pickups, but at the same time, for what this is meant to be, a sort of kind of bare bones basic kick-ass rock and metal guitar, that's definitely doing it. I mean, having that extra breakup, having that cutting mid-range that this thing's got, just lends itself really, really nicely to a variety of rock and metal applications. You know, whether you want to do, I don't know, hair metal? To maybe, I don't know, Gojira or something? thrash stuff. Blackened metal. And of course the brutal death metal stuff too. On top of how killer the bridge pickup sounds, the neck pickup honestly sounds really, really, really good. Kind of a nice modern vintage style to it. Just really, really nice, very musical sounding. It definitely is a little bit more modern of a neck pickup in the sense that it definitely has a little bit more top end. It definitely has a little bit more breakup, kind of like how the bridge pickup has. But I really, really like it. It definitely cuts really, really nicely. It definitely has a really nice pick attack on it too. And I just kind of really dig how it sounds and how it goes well with the bridge pickup too. Now that being said, because this is a straight scale Ormsby, something that is kind of rare out there these days, it does lend itself to being a really, really kick-ass mod platform too. If you want to throw in your favorite pickup set, maybe try out a few different things. Like I said, this is a nice, very, very thinly finished body, so it is super resonant. So you're bound to get some good tones almost no matter what you put in this. So, but myself personally, I really dig the stock pickups that are in here already. So overall, my final thought about this instrument, this is a huge fucking winner. These guys have managed to pack in all the right features, cut corners where they needed to in order to save costs, to give us a less expensive Ormsby model that still retains the quality control, the playability, and the tone that we've come to know and love from the Ormsby name. I love my GTRs, and I am absolutely in awe of this thing. You know, the fretwork, the rolled off fret edges, the tone, how everything is sitting in here nice and secure, nice and flush, how everything was set up just so perfectly to where there's no intonation issues, there's no buzz, it's honestly just a damn perfect playing instrument at this price point. So yeah, I've got nothing but positive things to say about this instrument. It's absolutely fantastic. And, you know, we got this so that we could send it off to my good buddy Dan. And now this is heading off to you, buddy, and you're gonna fucking love this thing because it fucking rips. so hard. But Arnold, what are you drinking? I am so glad that you asked. Let's go to the beer fridge. Let's find out. So decided that since it's a special guitar going to a special friend, I would have a special brew. This is my bottle of 2013 Bourbon Abominable from Fremont Brewing. These days it is known as B-Bomb or B-Bomb if you're a Nintendo fan. But this is the original version of it, Bourbon Abominable, and I can't wait to check this out and see how this older vintage stacks up to what I know and love of this variety. So this is from Fremont Brewing out of Seattle, Washington. It is an 11% alcohol by volume. It is technically a winter ale. Pours really super dark brown with just the slight tannish head on there. Nice boozy spiciness to the aroma. Oh, that's very, very good. Spicy, a little bit of toffee in there. Actually, kind of a lot of toffee in there. A little bit of nutmeg. Nice vanilla creaminess to it too. But a very rich, kind of dark chocolatey sort of winter ale. Like, to me, this tastes a little bit more closer to a bourbon barrel like milk stout almost, but it's really, really goddamn good. Bye afternoon. So that's it for me. Leave your comment in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. There is lots more metal guitar oriented content to come.